It is always so easy for me to see who has read the instructions for an assignment. For this quiz for my music, I gave you step-by-step instructions about how to write this paragraph. Many of you took the time, you read these instructions, you followed them to the letter. I hope you will be very proud and excited when you see your grades. For others, you went to the Submit Here tab and just submitted something without reading the instructions. These were the step-by-step instructions that you were to follow. Many of you did. Some of you didn't. These were the deliverables for this assignment. First, you needed the complete lyrics of the song. Some of you included an HTML or a URL code. That is not the lyrics of the song. Some of you added some sort of box or something instead of just simply putting in the lyrics of the song. An underlined thesis statement that simply states why this song is important to you. 96% of you did that. That's a nice high percentage. You needed 2 references to the song, which you would then cite in your Works Cited page. You were to explain in 1 or 2 sentences how these lyrics speak to you. 97% of you did that. You were to interview 1 friend or relative or professional by phone or in person and ask that person why he or she agrees that this song is relevant. You were to use that quote in your paragraph. 98% of you did that. You were to end the paragraph with a statement that summarized the points that you just made, and most of you did that. You were to include at least 1 image of the artist performing this song. 99% of you did that. You were to include quotes from 1 article written about the artist. You were not to use Wikipedia or Yahoo Answers or anything other than the official website as a news source or as a news source. This is the area where we need to improve, and I'm going to go over that quickly in just a minute. Reading your paragraph, editing is necessary, and making use of online resources for proofreading that might help. And I'll get over that in just a second. We're going to go over these. You were to create your Works Cited page on EasyBib.com. The final step, I remind here in step 8, is to create the Word document from MLA format with 1-inch margins, 12 font, Times New Roman, and double-spaced. The tutorial in the course showed you exactly how to do this. Only 1 person single-spaced their essay. Everybody else double-spaced. So we're making some excellent progress, aren't we? Then you were to include your Works Cited page. Now, I gave you an example, and this example many of you followed. You can see I gave it a title. Up here, I would have had my name, information, course, word count, and then we had the paragraph that I wrote, followed by the Works Cited. And I indicate in those instructions exactly why I chose the content that I chose. I offered a second example, and this is that paragraph. And I showed you exactly how I created that paragraph. And I included the Works Cited. I can tell exactly which of you followed those instructions and who didn't. Let's take a minute and go over the items that I want everyone to reference as we move forward. The thing I'm noticing is that many of you are writing like you speak, and you are writing sentences that do not make any sense if they stand alone. Let me give you some examples. Let's start with these 3. Nobody wrote these, I wrote these, so these aren't accredited to any one person, but this is a general example of what I just saw. All right. They have this record that I really love because these lyrics speak to me. Do you see how, when taken out of context, that means absolutely nothing? Who are they, and what are these lyrics? So I would need to be specific on that, and I'm going to fix that in just a second. The second one, this song gives me hope about my life. Which song? I have no idea what that means. And so the lesson here is that anything that's pulled out of context should be able to stand alone and make perfect sense. The last one, they did this record and I love it. First of all, they who. Second, did. What does did mean? Who did a... I don't understand that. So let me fix these 3 sentences and I'll be right back. Let's look at the first one. Leslie Gore recorded You Don't Own Me in 1965, and the lyrics, I'm not just one of your many toys, speak directly to me, a young college student in 2019. And we check the verb on that. Lyrics speak, right? If I wrote the lyric, then I would write speaks. But this is more than one word. So, the lyrics, I'm not just one of your many toys, lyrics speak. Right? Next one, the song gives me hope about my life. That doesn't make any sense. The Richie Havens uplifting, oops, how about if I spell that correctly? Isn't that great that we edit? The Richie Havens uplifting soul song Freedom gives me hope for my life. Now I know that the next sentence is going to go on and explain how a specific lyric relates to me as hope, right? Okay, formal writing. We don't write like we talk. We write like we are formal, rhetorical, expository writers. They did this record and I love it. The Beatles recorded I Want to Hold Your Hand in 1964, and in 2019 I find the lyrics and melody to be timeless. Right? Because love is a word that really doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't. And it's so subject to interpretation. So because we're writing formal language, I want to find better words. That was the whole point of the color exercise that we did before. Now let's take a look at one more thing that was a problem for quite a few people, and that was the EasyBib citation. Let's take one quick look at that. I'm on EasyBib. Now, in the past, EasyBib did not have all of these ads and everything. It makes me nuts too. So you can pay for it. I don't, but you can to avoid all these ads. They just are nutty. But I'm in my projects. We do whatever we have to do to get to my projects, your projects. I'm going to scroll down here and find the project that I want to work on. And I have everything listed, of course, and I'm going to do the one that I wrote. You saw that ad pop up again. I get it, but now we're back. Okay, so we want MLA 8. Later in life, if you are taking courses in psychology or you're writing a scientific essay, you may want to use a different style for creating a bibliography. Quite a few universities require APA. I don't know why, because it's only used for psychological or scientific essays, but I think they want to look smart. There's the Chicago, there's several different methods. For our methods, all we need is MLA 8. I clicked alphabetically because I know that they need to be in alphabetical order. I click copy all, or you can click select all if that's one of your options, as long as there's a little checkbox in every one of the citations that I want to use. Then I click export, and I'm going to export as a Word document. I don't want to click Google Docs because it will misformat my essay every time. Export and export. And then it shows up in my tray down below, and I click that from my tray down below, and poof, There is my Works Cited page, all alphabetized and beautifully formatted. You'll notice how everything is formatted perfectly. Now, I included the URLs in here. Some say don't, some say do. The rules change every 20 minutes. So I just do it as a matter of record so that I can always come back and find it if I ever need it. This is perfect. Now, up here, I'm going to click Enable Editing. Remember, if any of these were, let's say it looked like this. I just clicked that Enable Editing box. Let's say that the citation shows up like this. Nothing in my Works Cited page should scream at the reader. Now, these URLs, of course, are going to have capital letters in there. I can't do anything about that. But anything that shows up that's in all caps, and I've already explained this in the course, I need to fix that so that it appears correctly. Now, all the assignments have been graded, and all of those grades are in your Grade Center. Each grade has a comment, and I need for you to read the comment. If the comment is perfect, you should be really super proud of yourself. If the comment shows point deductions, I need for you to move forward in the course and read the assignments. Listen to the tutorials as many times as you need and follow the directions. Everything in this course is set up in a way that will ensure students have read the assignment. Everything. So please move forward. There are no resubmissions for this assignment because this is a test grade. You cannot take a test and then go back and retake a test because you didn't do well. What you can do is move forward, be brilliant, and take time to study the course. Okay, that concludes this overview of the My Music assignment.